Hey everybody, we're here for a new episode of Tier List Line, but without Nikki, it's not really Tier List Line. Just don't tell him that we're going into Tier List Line. I'm here with the Tier Master JD. I'm here with Putty. There's stuff in the description below. Subscribe to this channel. Do it. I'll wait. Just go ahead. I'm waiting. Let me know when you subscribe. And today we're talking about the best superhero movies of 2023 because why not?
Sure.
Sure.
Sure. And we're gonna jump into
Exactly.
Tier List Line with our Tier Master. Go ahead.
Is Timmy there this time too as
Oh,
well?
Timmy's always here. Timmy's always
Oh,
here.
okay. Timmy told us to wear the same shirt so that way it looks like we're shooting the same day
Exactly.
too.
Exactly. All right. So we'll start. Quantumania. Ant-Man Hulkamania here.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
All right.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm changing the rules of this list.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord have mercy.
There's one change D to F. We're doing this live. So this is why we're gonna have fun. Okay. Okay. So what's gonna happen is only one movie's allowed to be an F and only one movie's allowed to be an S. And as we're ranking them, none of them will be placed in A, B, in A or F or S or F. They will all be put in A, B, C, D, and not in an order. We'll put them just in the slot, and then later we'll worry about which is going to move to where.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be controversial between, I feel like, three movies.
There's only one movie in S here.
Nah, there's possibly two.
Maybe two. Maybe two.
Okay.
I
Anyways,
believe
let's
one,
jump
yeah.
right. No, there's possibly three. Let's jump into
Exactly.
this. So Ant-Man
Hulkamania.
Quantumania, I think that's a C.
That's definitely a C.
We're not.
Not
There's
an
no
F?
arguing that there.
Not an
Putty
F?
did
I
not
can't argue
listen
that.
to any of the rules, so we're just not gonna.
We're just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
go.
We're not gonna acknowledge
Okay,
him.
okay. Hold on, but you're actually no. I'm going to stop there. You're actually well, no. Okay, maybe. Okay, let's continue. Actually,
Yeah,
now I'm looking.
there you
Guardians of
I'm
the
like,
Galaxy, I think that's an A.
That's an A.
that was the one I kind of
It's
felt
actually
might push an
Guardians
S.
is surprisingly a really good movie.
It's a really good movie, yeah.
It does have a lot of like flaws in it, but I think it's just because James Gunn likes to skip over things.
Yeah. He likes to gloss things over.
He's just like, yeah, forget about that.
Don't worry, that never happened.
Oh, later we'll tell you that he made it out alive. Who was the person that they got out? The archaeologist?
Yeah.
What the
Not
hell's
the
his name?
archaeologist, the scientist guy.
I don't
No,
remember the bad
the
guy.
high evolutionary.
The high evolutionary, the archaeologist. So Marvel has the stupidest name, the Collector, because he collects things. The Marvels,
C.
See.
B.
Okay. It was okay.
We're gonna argue positioning. So I
Yeah.
just think we're generalizing into these three categories for
Yeah.
now. Aquaman 2.
C.
Okay, well, it's a C, but let's talk about it for a second.
Okay.
Because we never reviewed it. Did we review it? No, we never reviewed
No, we
it.
never.
We did
did.
talk about it slightly in one of the episodes.
Buddy probably gave it a 7.5 to an 8.
No,
Oh no,
Putty
I
didn't
gave it a
like
bad
it.
score. I did not.
But this is my thing. Did either of you have fun with the dynamic between Aquaman and his brother? What's
No.
his name? Ocean
No,
Master? You didn't
no.
enjoy that like little buddy cop
No.
thing? Wow.
I already saw in the trailer, like the part with the statue. Spoiler alert, sorry guys, but it's in the trailer, so screw you. The part with the statue, that was one of the best parts, but I already saw it. So when it came to that part, I was like, this is
For me, this went through so many reshoots. It was so discombobulated. I couldn't understand head nor tails from this thing.
I
And I
didn't
know
dislike it as much as you guys. I thought it was a really fun movie, like from start to finish.
It was trying to be sarcastic with its old jokes against Marvel at some points too, and it's like, dude, it's not funny.
Now it makes sense. The fanboy comes out. He's like,
Oh
"Oh, they
no!
talked
Oh
bad
no!
about
No!
my
No!
thing."
No! You know me. I
Why, he
love
made fun of
DC.
Deadpool?
No, what it was.
should've.
Remember the ending, which I'm not going to say in case people have not seen it yet. But like, there's the ending is a prime example of that. I'm like, that is so stupid.
It's a 3-month-old movie. Just spoil it. Ooh, at this
Okay.
point, yeah.
When you're sitting there doing something like I said for what looks just like a Black Panther ending, and then all of a sudden it ends just like Iron Man, and it's like a nod to the joke. It's like when I'm literally gonna say it, it's like when they sewed Deadpool's mouth shut. It's like you're an idiot for doing that. I think it's stupid that they
You're
thought that
comparing them doing a 1 second clip of a guy saying "I am Aquaman" to a movie where they destroyed an entire character.
Okay,
that's
maybe
what I
not that.
thought.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But
That's what
I'm
I
just saying
thought.
it's really stupid though. It's just what I'm trying to say.
It
It's
is.
really
That's
stupid.
fair.
It's still silly, yeah.
I liked it. I didn't mind that part. I thought it was a nice like tongue-in-cheek moment in a way to end the universe. Like it's over now. Who cares?
Yeah.
They ended their universe, ended it the way that Marvel started it.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That's very true.
It's more of like a tip of the hat to like your good job, Marvel. We suck. We failed.
We failed. So we had to get your guy to.
Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah. I put it
I'm
in
a
B.
B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Just for Mary.
Yep.
Shout out to Helen Mirren, like 70 years old and just still a babe.
Okay, so here's where I hit. Here's where I hit.
You're a pervert.
Here's where I hear a little bit of problem. Anyway, here's where I have a little problem. Okay, we haven't gotten our S tier yet. We have two movies here that, in my eyes, Blue Beetle is never going to be as close to what Guardians of the Galaxy is. But if not,
It's still
I
an
feel like
A for me, at least.
that's the
I
thing. I was like,
really
can I
liked
B
Blue
or low
Beetle.
A? I did too. I enjoyed it, but my problem is there's a lot of plot holes, and I'm sitting here like, it doesn't compare to Guardians of the Galaxy in any way, and it doesn't. But it is the best out of all the DC movies. Well, see,
It's
this
the
is
best
hard.
out of all the DC movies in 2023.
I'm
Well,
gonna
here's
put this movie at the top of B. If you guys both say A, then it can go in A.
I'm an A.
shit. Oh man. Okay, be honest with you, I'm gonna say top of B. And here I'll tell you why later and everything too.
All right, that's fine.
Hey, I don't even think
Titles.
we need to talk about this. That's an A.
Yeah.
That's a
See, that's
solid
when you
A.
say
Teenage
that,
Mutant
it's
Ninja
just-
Turtles. What's it called? Secret of the Ooze.
So
Yeah.
Campo, me and you agreed on this. You're telling me this is better than not as good. I mean, you're telling me Spiderverse is better than this?
Well, we're not saying anything. We didn't say
We're not
anything.
saying anything. This is an A.
Okay. Okay, all right.
Flash.
Here's the one I was talking about. Flash is not a good movie, but the Batman parts I feel like are amazing. So for me,
I
it's a B.
think I'm gonna say that this is definitely a B.
Okay.
Well, you have to be the decider here.
I liked it better than Shazam, personally.
Okay,
No,
well,
I
we're
even
not
liked it better.
we're not re-ranking yet.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm fine with it in a B. Very fine with it in a B.
And I'm gonna save all my explanations for argument time.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with it in a B.
And this is an S. I mean, this is an A. Sorry.
A. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what I meant.
Okay.
Okay. So
Now, rearrange.
meat and potatoes here. Let's start at the bottom. I think Ant-Man and Quantumania, in my opinion, is way worse than Aquaman because at least Aquaman is fun.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Either one. I mean, they fucked up MODOK for me. Sorry for this. Sorry, they messed up. Too late anyway. They messed up MODOK for me. And that's. I mean, both of these movies are bad, but like, the CGI was way worse in this than I feel the other one. That's probably what my stand part is because both of these movies were not fun at all in my eyes. So. I'll take it, but I still yeah. I'm just saying.
I'm not gonna argue. I don't. That's
Yeah.
fine. I think JD doesn't even want to argue that fact. So
No,
that's
this
fine.
is the worst superhero. It's the worst Marvel movie, and it's definitely the worst superhero. One of the worst Marvel
Okay.
movies, and the worst of 2023 for sure.
It's for me. It's the worst Marvel movie, which is saying a lot because I really hate the first Captain America.
Well, like X-Men Origins is another product example, but if you're talking MCU,
That technically-
okay.
that's-
MCU only. MCU
yeah.
only.
Well, not until this year, and then that apparently
Because I
is
would
gonna be
also
part of-
say X-Men: The Last Stand is probably worse than Quantumania. as
Quantumania,
well.
yeah, slightly
understand.
better than Origins.
Well, see. Here's the thing, though. Here's the funny thing. When you look at some things, like even casting, the casting in this, if you think about the new casting of this movie, they're horrible. If you think of Last Stand, at least they did some good stuff, like Kelsey Grammer casting, or even
Yeah,
with
Bill
X-Men
Murray.
Origins. Yeah, but the thing is, like,
Bill
Kelsey
Murray
Grammer-
in his weird Star Wars role in a
right, but the
Marvel
problem is-
movie.
and
but the
they had a
problem is-
broccoli head guy.
No, I agree,
Yeah.
but my problem is the X-Men Last Stand. That's the only thing was Kelsey Grammer. Just like in X-Men Origins, I actually like the Sabretooth better than that. But then the rest of the movie's horrible. So I don't find anything in Quantumania like good as far as even casting. Like I know Bill Murray's awesome, but even this was a bad role for Bill Murray. Like I would
I
rather
don't
just go back-
necessarily hate the casting choices they made. I
I
think
do.
you're just
I
mad
every
about
one of them.
MODOK.
Well, no, I'm mad about all of it. It's just
But
it was a weird.
I
thing.
do think it doesn't matter because it's F.
Michael Douglas goes, "Holy shit, that's a broccoli head."
Yeah, and that makes it all worth it. Okay, so let's get into B for a second.
Okay, let's rearrange B here.
So I think Shazam should drop down to the top of C
I kind of agree.
Okay.
because I definitely think all three of those movies are better than Shazam.
Okay.
But can
Shazam
I
is
say this?
definitely better than Aquaman.
Yes,
I'm
it was
more-
Shazam was a lot of fun, but the plot was kind of silly.
It didn't.
Yeah.
It loses itself at like the halfway mark, and it just stops making sense.
It's
So
when
I
they all
have
start infighting with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I have a weird thing. The whole thing of Marvels and the Flash is with Marvel. I actually enjoyed Flash. I feel like more than I did Marvels.
So did
As
I.
far and so like seeing that behind it is actually surprised me. Now Blue Beetle I still think is better,
We
but like
didn't rank them yet.
no, that's a good point. That's a good point. So I kind of
You're like seeing it behind it. It's like we didn't even rank them yet. Uh this is the thing. Okay, so I think clearly Flash should be ahead of the Marvels.
Yes.
But Marvels stays in B.
I'm down
Because
for
this
that.
we're not rating this on a scale of are these movies B's in real life. We're rating it on like
Yeah.
compared to the rest of these movies.
Yeah.
This is where it gets tight for me because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Like, I mean, Sasha Kill in this film was fantastic too.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure I rated Flash higher than Blue Beetle, but I think like if you're gonna go dig down into like my personal preferences, I preferred Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle just loses itself and has like a really schlocky few moments and a really tough first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it
What I
struggles to
liked
get
about
going.
Blue Beetle, though, it kind of dipped more into the lore of DC, like that deep lore that you don't really
Mhm.
get. Like you get like a Booster Gold reference, you get a original Blue Beetle reference. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with sector B. I'm okay with area B row.
yeah, I'm fine with that too.
I don't think we need to change that.
No,
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. So
Guardians can stay where it is in A.
I
I
agree.
I think Guardians is the best movie out of those three movies.
Really?
Easily. And I'll tell you why, but I'll
Oh
let you
no.
guys explain
no, go
first.
ahead.
See,
Go
Ninja
ahead.
Turtles is a children's movie. As much as I love it and I had a good time with it, it's out of those three movies, it's not like directly made. It's not like a Pixar movie, right? But it's definitely out of those three movies the least adult of the three.
Yeah,
Okay. So I'm already docking points for that. I also think that the big giant growing guy is the equivalent of beam Skybeam. It also literally completely ripped off the ending of Ghostbusters with
yeah.
just guy gets big in New York and all of New York's like, yeah, Ghostbusters. That's that. It's not that it's bad. Okay, amazing what's this one?
Spider-Verse
Spider-Verse 2
across the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse suffers because it's telling the same story twice. I do think the writing is good, and I think where it's leading up to is good. I think the fact
Right.
that it's a two-parter hurts it. I think the
It's Infinity
characterization in
War.
it, the character arcs are
Yeah.
far better than what it is in Ninja Turtles. But my issue with them is that your Gwen story and your Miles story are the exact same story. You're telling the same story twice
That's true.
side by side for the whole movie. It's the exact same story. So
And
it's
it
like
didn't
you're
have to be almost 3
yeah,
hours
and
long
you're going
either.
back and forth between these two storylines, and they're both the exact same story. So you're like, okay, I'm not 100%. I'm just finding reasons to dock things off of it, right?
Yeah.
Guardians caps off the trilogy amazingly. It's the best Marvel movie since Spider-Man. It's just so well put together for what it is. Yes,
The
it has
comedic
flaws.
timing is great. And I
The
agree.
emotional moments are higher peaks than any of those other two movies in the row.
Oh, the Rocket. Sorry. Oh my God. That
Bradley
was like
that's
wrenching
the
at
part,
the
yeah.
heartstrings.
Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper as an animated raccoon in a live action movie outacts everyone in all three of those movies.
Yeah.
That's my reasoning. Now you guys can argue yourselves what
No,
you
you know
feel.
what? You made a good point. I'll do it.
All
No,
right.
let Putty argue it.
Go ahead, Party.
No. Here's the thing. I really love that movie. Okay, there were some really goofy moments, which is really good with things. I mean, I'm gonna just defend what I love, and the reason why I love it is because I get the ending being like that, but as a solid movie altogether, they went back to so much of the things that I loved growing up as a kid when it came to TMNT. Like, yes, it's a kids movie, which again. even with Spiderverse, it's a kids movie, you know what I mean? But what's great about it is just like the animation, not even just with the animation, it's really comparable to Across the Spider-Verse. What made me love it is they finally did something that I've been arguing with all the time, and we both agreed on this. They finally actually made the turtles actual teenagers. Like when we ever saw them as Ninja Turtles, they're always adult, but they call them teenagers. I liked that element. That made this crisp and new to me. It made it feel it had an innocence, like well, this is what teenagers as ninjas would
I
want to
mean,
do.
technically in the TV series, they were teenagers as well. They were
They've
like
always
maybe
been teenagers, but I understand Putty's point.
there's a difference.
They're
You're
dealing
thinking
with
here they're
teenage
13,
issues.
14. Yeah. You're thinking
Yeah,
13,
and
14 in terms of teenagers, where in the original animated series, they could have
they're
been
like 18, like 18,
yeah,
19.
18,
Yeah,
19.
but that's my point though. When you hear the word Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
It's
when we
not
were
young
kids,
adult mutant ninja.
but yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not teenage is we think of that typical age. My point to the whole thing is, I felt like when they even cast young kids, it's like it had a crisp new feel. Like I remember when we did the review, all these movies are phenomenal. By far, make sure I point it out to everyone watching. We're not downfalling any of these. I'm just putting it higher on the scale for me, outside of the one ending. But again, all these have their own flaws in them too. Is that this movie just kept me so excited each point, and then even as a fan, there were so many little things that picked up, and oh, that's awesome! Oh, that's awesome! Across the Spider-Verse also does that as well too, because it has a lot of background things like Bagman coming up, little things like that that make the story. The reason I wouldn't put S there, and I do want Turtles, but again, I'm just going to be okay with this, but I'm just going to defend my honor in that, is that with Guardians, it's a very fun movie, and it's very heart-wrenching too. But the thing is I feel like even with its conclusion, that it leaves so much to be open, but at the same time, it's like are we going into a CGI fest? And then at the same time, like even with what's his name? What's his name? That was created in the second movie that appears in this. So it's at the end of the second movie. I can't think of his name right now.
Adam
He's the one.
Warlock.
Adam
Yeah, Adam
Warlock.
Warlock. I wanted more out of Adam Warlock. I feel like Adam Warlock was really ripped out. Like
Yeah, but Adam Warlock in the comic is trash. So we're
Well, no, I
lucky we
get
got
it.
as good as we got
I
out
mean,
of this.
I guess that I don't know, but like I feel like that they just kind of shoehorned because the second one came in, and that's the problem. I feel like this movie would actually have been like way better. Actually, not even having him in there, like maybe utilizing it later. But so with that being said, it's a great movie. But again, that's the reason why I feel Ninja Turtles is a little bit better in that way because of its honesty and it's like
This is JD. Do you want to say anything about that?
I mean, for me, from what I understand about from what Putty is saying, he thinks it's a good movie through a nostalgia feel.
Well, no.
And I feel like you're a little bit blinded by the nostalgia.
Because that's basically what you said.
No, I agree. But I'm bringing up points where I do like it, but then I also brought up the whole thing when they use the teenagers thing. My point to the whole thing is this. We've been needing a new Ninja Turtles thing, and this is absolutely, bar none, a top tier in those. You know what I mean? And then, like, so, like, if we were to take all the Ninja Turtle movies and all the Marvel movies and everything, would you really consider? In my eyes, I feel Mutant Mayhem would be in the top 5 as far as all
It's
Ninja
the
Turtles movies.
best Ninja Turtle
Yes.
movie.
But then
Yeah.
when I look at all the MCU movies, I'm not going to put Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in that top 5 or even top 10.
But this is the argument I'll make for that, and you're not going to agree. You're going to get very upset. Caps is
Yeah.
already screaming somewhere. None of the Ninja Turtles movies are even close to the top 10 MCU movies.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean,
I agree.
I mean, there's not many. There's a lot to choose from in that situation. But like, putting on that
Now,
scale,
if they do a really good Last Ronin film,
It's not that they can't be. It's that they
Yeah.
aren't. Okay? If you want to make the argument somehow that this one or the first one, you want to make that argument, but none of the other ones are remotely in a category with the best Marvel movies. But this is my thing. I heard what Putty said, and I think regardless of how I feel critically about it, I would put Turtles ahead of Spider-Verse because I would rather watch Turtles again any day than watch Spider-Verse again. I'm actually have
I'm
no
good with that.
interest in ever going back to watch that
No.
Spider-Verse.
no.
See, well, again, that's like Infinity War. I watched Infinity War just because I knew Endgame's coming out. That's exactly what I'm gonna do with this. That's the only second time I'm gonna watch it is because the new Spider-Man's coming out. But that's the point. It's always weird, even with Star Wars. I love my Star Wars, but like you can't watch Empire Strikes Back and then go, okay, well, now I'm done for the week. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you want to go watch Return of the Jedi because
No,
they
I'm
connect.
fine watching just Empire.
I mean,
Really?
I can watch just the third prequel. What's it called?
Revenge of the Sith.
I can watch just that, or I can also
Well,
just
no,
watch the Force Awakens and then not watch the other ones.
I get those. I get those. But like I said, I feel like Empire and Return kind of connect together because it ends with Han going to Carbonite and then, you know, that kind of thing. Sorry, spoiler for your movies anyway. But I feel
44-year-old movie
Listen,
there.
wait, we've decided the definitive way you should watch Star Wars. You watch Revenge of the Sith, then the original 3, and then
The Force Awakens.
no, you watch Revenge of the Sith, you watch which is
Rogue
the
One.
Rogue One,
Rogue One, yeah.
then the original trilogy, and then the Force Awakens, and then you just stop
And you
watching
just
Star
stop.
Wars.
Just stop. Yeah.
and see that might I was it's kind of like the whole but that's my point. The
And that's your
Spider-Verse
perfect
thing-
6 films right there.
Yeah,
Perfect
but I
six
agree.
films.
I get what you're saying, Putty. I get it. And I'm gonna say this. I think the animation in Ninja Turtles is better than Spider-Verse. And I really like the Spider-Verse animation. When I watched Ninja Turtles in 4K, I was like, holy crap, there's so much detail on the screen at all
What I
the
did
time.
like, to be fair though, what I did like about the animation and Across the Spider-Verse is that every character had a different art style.
No, listen. If
I'm
I'm
just saying,
scoring
like,
these,
yeah.
that's like by actual scores. It's like Ninja Turtles like a 7.9 and the other two are 8s. So you're differentiating that. But I would give the original Spider-Verse like an 8.3. So you could see that for me in my scale at least a 0.3 is a big drop off.
Yeah.
Cuz like this one just felt like it didn't the double storyline is what got me. It's like, yeah, their character arcs are both good, but they're the exact same character arc. You're telling the same story twice in a 2-hour movie.
and then
2.5-hour movie.
And then here's the other thing too. They were talking about I can't remember, they watched something. They're talking about the whole Spider-Man 2099 storyline and how he actually, and I can't remember exactly where they said it and I lost, but if you think about it and go back and watch it, he actually contradicts what he says about Miles Morales in that movie. When he says that Miles Morales is a what do you call it? He's like he's what's going to cause the problems or anything. It's the same thing for him actually. Because of his whole thing with his family being his a wife and kid, apparently there's a flaw in that because it's from an alternate universe where he's searching for it. So he's like he's literally doing the same thing Miles already done, but Miles didn't do it on purpose. It was just the bug bit him from another
Yeah.
universe. You know what I mean? And so like they're talking about, and they're like they didn't see the plot hole in that movie that they put this whole time, and no one saw it because they weren't thinking about that. But he's sitting there blaming him for something that he's already trying to do himself. Does that make sense? So it's like it's a weird.
You literally
weird,
just fucking blew my mind.
yeah, like a lot of people don't realize that when it comes to that, and I'm like, damn, they're right. You know what I mean? Like it's
How did they
literally a
miss
plot
that?
hole. Well, I don't know, and that's the thing. That's the biggest thing they were talking about. I guess because you're not thinking about it as you're watching it, because when he talks about the whole Miles being bitten, it's all later on, and then later comes in. But they also said it might go into the next story. It might be part of that because you got to think Miles is now in front of Miles. Spoiler alert for that movie. Miles is in front of Miles, and so that might be the same situation he's going to be going through with the other version of him that with the kid. Which again, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to work it, but they were saying that's a major plot hole unless it's going to be filled in the next movie. So,
Yeah. Also, I just noticed if you turn our tier list to the left, it's a middle
it
finger.
looks
Yeah.
or a pyramid, however you want to look at it.
That's what we feel about 2023 superhero movies.
Yeah, basically.
Big old middle finger.
Yep.
Hey, but go watch Ninja Turtles. Thank you for watching. Tell us we're wrong. If you don't like the list, fight Putty and do.
Do.
Do.